La 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 la.
So
So you guys thought that I was just going to stop there, right? You guys thought that it was all over the last time I brought you the Unlimited podcast with the WrestleMania 33 review. By the way, if you haven't seen it, go check out the link in the description box down below.
go watch that shit.
Go watch it. It doesn't include this guy, but it includes two other special guests.
It was supposed to, though.
It was supposed to feature him, but then, stuff happened. But yeah, welcome to this 8th installment of the Unlimited podcast. I'm Matt from Unlimited. We're bringing you the second part of the WrestleMania 33 review, and it's coming late on a Sunday night, I know, but you guys can go back and watch it when this goes on my channel later on. But like I said, I'm Matt from Unlimited. My special guest tonight, second time on this channel, I believe, because I think he did a Q&A a while ago.
I did. I've done a Q&A, and I did a review on a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla show.
Yes, you did. I forgot about that.
Please do not watch it. It was horrible. That was terrible.
The one and only PWG review on my channel was done by this man. His name is Dylan Rumer, but he goes.
But I go by Shadarius.
Goes by Shaydarius or Shady Mike or Shaydarius Michelangelo, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, pretty much just whatever you want to call me, I'll respond to.
Yeah, I'd call you some dirty stuff, but we're on air. But yeah, this is a great night tonight.
It is. It's a beautiful Sunday night here in the Carolinas.
And it's a beautiful Sunday night here in Philly as well.
For once, our weather has been kind of the same
for
a few days.
Yeah, and it's warming up, which some people like. I don't really like because I'm not a big fan of the warm weather. I prefer it cold. But hey, sun's out, so that's always good.
Sun's out, guns out. Yeah.
I have no response. I don't have any response to that. I should have mentioned this while we were off air, but WrestleMania, the review that I did a couple nights ago, there were two portions during the podcast where I somehow just left the call.
Man.
I'm half naked, sorry, but can you get that?
Yeah.
Just grab it and motherfucker.
Oh, this will be funny. This is live on YouTube. I missed it.
So while Shady tends to his issues, there were a couple of incidents a couple nights ago when I did the Unlimited podcast for the WrestleMania 33 review where I just cut out of the call randomly for some reason. If that happens, I'll let Shady know. Shady, I muted you for a sec just so I could explain to the people what's going on, but I'll explain it to you too. A couple nights ago, I kept for just a few times, I kept cutting out of the hangouts, the hangout, excuse me. So if that happens, just improvise, do a little dance or something. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Seems my connection's going strong. Seems that yours is too. So
I just want to say fucking kudos to you because you muted me like right as my mom came through and needed me to do something.
Yeah, I heard her coming and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta act now.
Perfect, man.
But yeah, so let's start off talking about WrestleMania a little bit.
Let's.
Well, I went through this show with John from Anything Goes Show and TJ Rules as well. We all had mixed feelings on this show. My first question to you is, were you excited at all for this show?
Oh, dude. Of course I was, because, I mean, this is honestly the first WrestleMania we've had that's pretty unpredictable for a few years now. Like, WrestleMania 30, you knew that Bryan was going to somehow manage to walk out with the belt. 31 caught me by surprise with the main event. I loved it, though. Fucking loved it. And 32, man, we knew what we were getting. With this one, honestly, I had no idea. Like, Lesnar Goldberg went exactly how it needed to throughout the whole feud. I have no complaints. And I didn't even know who was going in as SmackDown, which is pretty ballsy for them to do, but they did it just right. Overall I was pretty hyped up for it.
Yeah, I'll agree that the card for the most part had that unpredictable feeling, which makes most WrestleManias stand out in a way. Because
fuck, I was not prepared. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But sometimes unpredictable could really make a WrestleMania great. And you looked at a lot of these matches, and yes, a lot of them were unpredictable. There were a few that were pretty predictable, like Seth Rollins, Triple H. I think we knew the direction they were going.
We knew that one.
The only thing is we didn't know how they were going to get to it.
Exactly.
Like if there was going to be some sort of an interference or some sort of a swerve or something that they were going to throw in, like Samoa Joe comes out or maybe Finn Balor returns. But instead it went the predictable way, which it doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing.
Not at all, because I mean, I had the group of people that I actually watched the show with, they went into that show not giving a shit about that match.
Mm-hmm.
Because
and honestly, I didn't really care for it that much either.
We all know how into it I got.
Yeah.
I legitimately almost started crying when I found out that match might not happen, just because, I mean, it was the night right after TakeOver, and he actually came out like, you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crossing brands. Like, it's just how it used to be with SmackDown and Raw, and that made me really happy.
Yeah, honestly, that's another thing that we throw in there, that the Seth Rollins the re-injured knee, would that cost him another WrestleMania? This would be a second straight missed year, and you can tell, or at least I could tell, like when Rollins was walking down to the ring at WrestleMania, it was a pretty big damn deal, because it's his first WrestleMania since that great moment at 31, and you knew he probably had butterflies in his stomach. He was probably nervous as hell, but he looked focused and energized.
Dude, he looked fucking stone. Like, nothing could faze him.
He looked like he was chiseled out of stone, pretty much. He looked great. The attire, the entrance, everything seemed to work. Even Triple H's entrance worked for that match.
He has some very outlandish entrances, and not all
Triple
of them
H?
make sense. Yes.
Like police escort. Like what?
I understood the Terminator thing, but this police escort made no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Like, I don't know if I missed something in the build-up or what, but it made no fucking sense.
I mean, I kind of get it in a slight sense of, he's the big guy on campus, if for lack of a better term, he's the boss. So he wants to be, he wants to be treated like a boss. So he gets his own police escort. So in that way, I kind of get it. It did seem a little out of nowhere though. And
didn't it though?
And when he was riding down to the ring, and I mentioned this the other night too, the one thing that I have a complaint about, instead of him riding down to the ring with Stephanie, who really didn't play a role that much in this feud, why not ride down to the ring with Joe? Because it wasn't a sanctioned match.
Hold up. Yes, it was. But what would it look like to see Triple H driving a trike down the ramp with fucking Samoa Joe riding bitch?
It would be awesome.
Like, just imagine Samoa Joe sitting exactly how Stephanie was. That is awesome. Why he didn't do that.
Okay, but even in that, not in that way. Have him be like one of the policemen riding down to the ring with him or something. Like, just have him come out.
Nah.
In some way.
I honestly thought that they did it beautifully, having no interference or anything, just those two going at it. I thought the match could have lasted a little bit longer, but I understand them keeping it short. And
considering there's 13 matches.
That's what, yeah. Considering all the matches, then Rollins probably wanted to overdo it, but they were like, nah.
I think that the only match on the show, and you probably agree with me too, that might have needed more time was the ladder match. But we still got the great moment of the Hardys coming back, which was phenomenal. I mean, everyone marked out. I'm marked out, and
of course you did.
even me, who's Mr. Negativity all the time.
I've always hated pro wrestling.
I've always hated wrestling. It sucks.
So tell me, were you upset that they were the Hardy Boys rather than the Broken Hardys?
Yes and no, because I really wanted to see where else they would go with the gimmick.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want Vince McMahon controlling that gimmick.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit hesitant in that sense.
Okay.
But if they do decide to roll with the Broken Hardys, I'm curious to see where they go with it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying
you don't know how well it would.
Exactly, and just think of the guy that's controlling it.
Yeah, I got you. Did you happen to see that video of them at an indie show with the Raw titles?
I did.
He sounded a little broken just with the
Well, and also I don't know.
Learn how to do that.
I don't know if you mentioned that. If you not mentioned it. If you saw this, but he had switched his Twitter from Broken Matt Hardy
to Matt Hardy brand,
then switched it back to Broken Matt Hardy.
So he changed it back to Matt Hardy brand, and now it's back to Broken.
Yes, I think his Twitter is #Broken Matt Hardy.
Let me look real quick.
I could be wrong.
Investigator Shadarius is on it.
Also, Tyler Harper, good friend of ours, just brought up a good point that they're in a lawsuit involving the gimmick, so that's why they can't fully be broken.
That's right.
But if
good looks, Tyler. Good looks.
Good looks. I totally forgot about that. Thank God we have you here because I don't know.
All right. Matt Hardy's Twitter. Nah, it's the username is #Broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
But the actual Twitter handle is Matt Hardy Brands.
Oh, I meant the name, not the Twitter handle.
Oh.
Because he changed it. I usually try not to have cursing, but you know what? I don't care at this point. It's late at night.
I mean, I can tone it down if you want me to.
If you could just a little bit. Do I need to
make this PG?
No, not fully.
PG-13?
Trust me, if it slips, it slips. I've done it before.
I'm pretty sure I have already laid more curse words in this video than you have in all of your videos put together.
Probably, yeah.
I'll tone it down. That says a lot about my character. Let's continue.
All right. I thought that other than the Hardys returning, WrestleMania kind of lacked a surprise factor, like some sort of a swerve or some kind of a heel turn or a face turn or something. Do you agree with that?
I do. I do. But I'm really glad that there wasn't a Legends segment. Like, I'm glad Stone Cold and The Rock didn't come out.
Oh, I'm so glad that The Rock didn't come out at all.
It actually shows that they have trust in their roster of talent and don't need to bring up the former talent when you have Triple H and Undertaker wrestling. And
you have Undertaker in his last match, or so we think, because you never know with that.
I feel like it's unofficially confirmed.
Yeah, and I also...
He hasn't said it himself, but literally everyone else, including people in the business.
I also heard that this report might not be true, but apparently he had a surgery that has pretty much taken him out of wrestling. I could be wrong with that.
We'll find out whenever he wants us to know, we'll know.
Here's a quick question about The Undertaker. Next year, is he the headliner for the Hall of Fame?
Oh, of course he is. Without a doubt, dude.
He's got
Without a doubt.
Nah, he's going to be the 5th inductee. He's not the headliner. Screw The Undertaker.
Literally, unless Hulk Hogan dies and gets a third entrant.
I could see that happening.
I could too. I really could.
It's Hogan, brother.
But yeah, without a doubt, Taker's headlining.
Yeah, Taker's got to.
Hall of Fame question for you.
Go ahead. What's up?
Are you glad we didn't have any ridiculous celebrity inductee this year?
Yes, I am. Was there a celebrity inductee at all this year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know Eric LeGrand won the Warrior Award.
Yeah.
But I think that was it. Beth Phoenix was in there. DDP, Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle. We saw that. The Midnight Express or the Rock and Roll, whatever
whichever team it was.
Yeah, some kind of express. The Express. I'll call them that.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think there was a celebrity inductee this year, and I'm glad because it really makes me think that they're finally starting to focus on the actual talent,
which is good,
rather than trying to bring in outside guests.
Which is good because
I say that, but then again, Gronk had a WrestleMania moment, so
which means he'll be in the Hall of Fame within the next 3 years because he appeared.
Which I don't care what you say, they set that ending up to that match very well.
They did, but
you can be as upset as you want about the outcome, but I try to think of two things. One, at least it had kind of a backstory. Because they have mentioned before Mojo and Gronk's friendship.
That's true. They kind of storyline continuation, which is good.
Exactly, yes. And two, it could have been gender. That would have made little to no sense whatsoever unless he was about to get the fucking push of a lifetime.
Let's talk about gender real fast.
Don't hinder gender. Fuck, I just did hinder gender.
Let's talk about gender real fast.
Let's.
How is that guy not on steroids? Or how has he not been caught for them? Because he definitely did not look like that 2 years ago.
He did not. No. He might have taken him. He either took him while he was gone, or my man is in complete control of everything that he intakes and has it measured down to a science, like a bodybuilder would.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that man, and I talk about Seth Rollins looking great, but damn, Jinder Mahal is talk about chiseled out of stone. That guy is ripped. That guy is in great shape. It's just unfortunate that, he's just kind of there. He's not really doing much. But hey, he made it to the final two of the Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
Yes, he did.
So that's something to be proud of. And kind of going off of...
He could have been Primo.
That is true. And kind of going off of what you said, too, they could have went the predictable route and went Braun Strowman.
They could have done it.
They could have went the even more predictable route and had Sammy win because by far
I would have loved that.
I know. Because
I would have loved that so much.
Because those two were by far the biggest guys in terms of star power that were in the ring at the time.
Yeah, those are the two bigger names.
So I'm kind of glad that they went in an unpredictable direction, but I just didn't want it to be Mojo. I'm sorry. Dude,
if I would have seen the list of people, I would not have been I think Mojo should win.
I'd put him in maybe the final 10, but I wouldn't have him win it.
I mean, I feel like they've been kind of building him since Ryder got injured.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of like how they built up Cass while Enzo was gone. God, I wish Enzo was gone.
Okay, let's talk about that then. I was gonna say, I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway,
I have a last minute request.
What's up?
Is this just WrestleMania or is this WrestleMania weekend?
It's pretty much just wrestling in general, but I just made that.
Cool, because I have a few takeover questions for you.
Okay, I just made the headline WrestleMania because maybe that'll get the attention of others, but we could.
I understand. You got to get those. Man, you got to get those keywords in there.
Yeah, shout out to the 2 viewers.
All 2 of you. Who is it? How do I look?
It doesn't. Listen, if you're in the chat, our little chat, and you're watching this, please message me.
Yeah, let us know. That way I can
I-
give you a shout out to yourself.
I think Tyler's watching because he messaged me saying, well, we were talking about the celebrity inductees, and he said Lemmy.
Ooh, that would be perfect.
I think next year, Lemmy or Motorhead go in. It's me, Austin. It was me all along.
No, honestly, I'd be cool with Harper jumping in on this. Harper, that's your cue.
Hey, Harper.
That's your cue.
Let me know if you want to be in this, and I'll send you the link.
Hey, man, star power. Fuck you, Angel.
Hey!
I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
We've gotten off topic. All right, I'm bringing it back with a question.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is coming from one Walter Mart. With
Oh,
Revival going to Raw post-Mania, how do you see SmackDown improving their lacking tag division?
How about starting by featuring them in a prominent way?
Send Harper the link.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like a stupid, awful idea that might never work. But I don't know. How about starting to feature them like they're a legitimate, relevant, important division? Because you have.
I think he is frozen. At least he has on my screen. So I am going to answer the question. Walter, if you're looking for it in that kind of context, then yeah, they could actually start developing tag teams, utilizing them, whatever it is that they need to do. Or if they want to bring teams in, they could probably call DIY up. And then we could have DIY run the tag division, actually get the wrestlers, the sports entertainers in the tag team division going, and then it could just blossom from there. We are experiencing some technical difficulties. I'm seeing what I can do to get this fixed. All right. So I am going to let's talk about the John Cena, Nikki Bella, Miz, and Maurice match while we wait. I think, honestly, I really think the Miz should have gone out the winner on that one. He has just done so much for everybody, or not everybody. He has done so much for the SmackDown roster. He has brought so much attention to talking smack. The Miz is the hottest he is in his whole career right now. And I really think he should have gotten that W rather than John, just so he could get his big moment afterwards. Dude, I don't know what happened, but I really wish I could have gotten. I hope it shows up from my screen a little bit. Just the face you made when it froze, because it was like you're lucky Cowbell doesn't have that.
Oh God! Well, we're back.
Hey, send Tyler that link.
Let me try again.
All right, so
because the last time I tried to send him the link, I closed the freaking call.
Well, it was, according to Tyler, it was still going live. So I started talking about the intergender tag match.
Oh, perfect. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how big of a waste of time it was.
Dude, that was definitely a spot filler.
Yes, it was.
But at least it was a spot filler with story.
And at least it was a way to feature John Cena and The Miz on the card in a big way.
Because they, with all the good ass matches they put on this past year, they deserved a spot.
Yes,
they deserved a better spot than that.
Hell, even if you just had them face off one-on-one and put some story behind it, maybe.
Yeah.
Except we all know how that ends. But
hello, Tyler. How are you today?
Hey guys.
It is Tyler Harper, by God. And yes, I can hear you.
I wasn't expecting this, so excuse the messy hair, excuse the poor get up.
Dude,
That's all right.
I have a hat on and I'm wearing a wife beater.
Yeah, but like this
it could be worse.
Anyway, hey guys. So first let me say, yeah, like going back to Shady cursing, like it's funny because like when Meffy and I started our video before, I believe it was Elimination Chamber, right?
Yes.
We both made an agreement. We're like, all right, let's try not to curse. And Meffy let the word shit slip from his mouth once. And I was just proud that it wasn't me. So when you started going, I'm like, oh, guess that rules out the window. But
Well, I mean, we were talking about wrestling, we were talking about baseball, and he was watching hockey. So I'm like, it's bound to happen.
and I was eating lunch. Talk about multitasking.
Yes. But welcome to the podcast, Tyler. Your second appearance.
Yeah, and I'll have my third tomorrow night with, if I could do a little advertising here.
Go ahead.
We just made this a couple hours ago, but tomorrow night here on this very channel, Brett Litke and I are going to preview the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Ooh,
Beautiful. And that will be
dude, that's gonna be wonderful.
that will be at 9 p.m. on this channel.
We're hoping.
We're hoping. I'll promote it as much as I can.
God, I gotta
Yada,
make sure
yada,
I see that. I gotta see how into it Brett gets.
I think
it's gonna be different
especially
for Brett because Brett has a horse in the race because the Flyers didn't make the playoffs, but the Oilers did.
Yeah.
But that's part of the reason why I'm like excited too, because and this will be my last point, and then we could go back to WrestleMania. With like hockey playoffs, to me, they're the most fun playoffs to watch.
easily.
Like, just in general, because it gets so crazy. So I'm kind of glad that the Flyers didn't make it this year because it'll be fun to just put on a random playoff hockey game, especially with the first couple rounds, and just watch good hockey and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
And not have a
being
horse in the race.
Yeah.
So
Not sitting there cursing at one team.
yeah,
just
except
hoping
if
they
I
don't
really
win. Yeah.
player
or cursing on this podcast, but hey. Anyway,
I told you I'm gonna try to limit that.
okay, that's fun. But back to what I was talking about, the SmackDown Tag Team division before I got cut off again. It's the one way you can try to match that Raw division is to actually feature them like they matter. Put them in actual feuds and stories, and don't just have American Alpha play superheroes. Have it be an actual competitive division.
Well, the Usos are champions now.
Yeah, which is weird. Like American Alpha at Elimination Chamber pretty much destroys everyone, makes the division look terrible, and then all of a sudden the Usos win.
But
like,
then again, it is American Alpha, and we all know what happens when there are hostages involved.
Oh no!
Oh,
Shout out to
he's probably
Calvin.
asleep right now. So
Probably.
He is definitely asleep.
That's
yeah, especially
okay.
because he probably got back to his apartment because him and Brianna were home this weekend, so he probably had a long drive and he's probably exhausted. Or wait, is he still watching New Japan? I know he was watching the show that was last night.
God, I am so behind in New Japan.
Anyway,
Me too.
but we don't have to worry about
show.
Senior Bell.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shout
SmackDown
out to
Tag
you,
Team
Dad.
division. It needs to be an actual competitive division.
Yeah.
What else?
I said that if they wanted to try to utilize new talent into it, like add in another tag team, I said DIY because they would fit in perfectly with a SmackDown setting.
I
mean,
agree. I like that thought, but my counter argument to that is I think since the Revival just got called up, you can have DIY feud with Authors of Pain a little longer, and through that you can build up more tag teams because the NXT tag division, since they just lost the Revival, their two mainstays are Authors of Pain and DIY. So you're going to have to kind of do what you did with the NXT women's division a little bit, and that's kind of rebuild it back up. So you're going to have to introduce some new teams into it. I mean, or get Sanity involved as well if DIY wins again. Or
Oh my God, dude.
yeah, so you got to kind of try to build it. So while I get your thought process on that, and it would inject new life into that tag division, I think it's too soon to do that. Maybe more around SummerSlam, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But if they're not maybe broken up by then, because we know that's always a looming possibility with DIY. But
Oh God. Be careful, Johnny.
yeah, be careful, Johnny.
Because you know it's going to be the tomato chomper to turn.
Did you see the tweet after the Festival of Friendship that Johnny Gargano posted?
Yeah. Him just
did you
taking
see
the
that?
TV away. That was beautiful.
Matthew,
Shout
did
out
you
to
see-
I did not see it. Shout out to Johnny
Oh.
Gargano.
So
Johnny
you
Wrestling.
know how the end of the Festival of Friendship had Owens throwing Jericho's head into the TV?
Yes.
Well, literally like 10 minutes after that happened, Johnny Gargano tweets a picture of him picking up the TV and taking it away, and Ciampa is watching the TV going like this, and the caption of the tweet says, "Just in case." ...
So maybe they're planting seeds, maybe not. I don't know. Who am I to speculate?
I think they're just trolling everybody.
I'm just a mark.
But there's another. There's a takeover coming soon, right?
Yes, in Chicago, actually.
In where?
Those-
That place does
lucky
not
bastards.
exist. It's
I'm
not.
gonna be pissed if he goes,
He is.
but then I'm gonna be
gonna
pissed
go.
if he doesn't go.
He's trying to go, and it wouldn't surprise
I'm just
me.
salty that
Basically,
nothing
we're
ever
going to
comes
be
to me.
pissed at Walter.
I'm just salty that
In other news,
no
grass is
shows
green.
ever come to me.
So you mean
I get one Raw show a year, and that's it. This year, I'm lucky, and I actually get an NXT show, but
So
it's a live show.
So Tyler, you mean we're just gonna react the same way we react to Walter every day?
Exactly.
There we go. Anyway, back to WrestleMania. We touched base on the Battle Royal. We touched base on the ladder match. Touched base on Triple H, Seth Rollins.
Let's talk about the match that could have been match of the year with Neville and Aries.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin, where nobody cared.
Man, I didn't even watch that. That's the one match I haven't even watched yet.
I missed Aries and Neville and the Battle Royal. So
I actually
heard it
just
was a
went
good
back and
match,
watched
though.
those today
Battle
so that I
Royal-
could talk about it tonight.
Battle Royal, you're not missing much. Neville Aries was a really solid match.
It was like it wasn't spotty. It was an actual match.
And you had some occasional spots in there, but it wasn't like just this gigantic spot fest
Exactly.
where literally everything is a spot.
And I think, sorry to kind of cut you off, but I think part of that too is with heel Neville now. Like, if you guys saw on Monday on Raw, like he was facing Mustafa Ali, and
Who
he
actually
had
put
him
up a pretty
down.
good fight.
He had him down for the Red Arrow. He's up on the turnbuckle. The crowd's going nuts because the Red Arrow is an awesome move. And what does heel Neville do? He jumps down, says meh, and puts him in the rings of Saturn and taps him out.
That was a beautiful heel moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is about remember when the Usos turned heel and we're like, oh, it's a breath of fresh air.
Mhm.
It's the same thing with Neville, because for
It is.
so long Neville was just smile and wave babyface, and he's a good wrestler. Like, we like Neville, but
But God,
If he-
he is a great heel.
yeah, like this.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, it leads right into it. Like, it gave him that metaphorical shot in the arm, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take this ball and run with it. He came out, he grew the evil goatee, like beard and goatee combo, like you could tell, like, he's loving it. Like,
Oh
it's-
yeah.
He's
It's
embracing the
Mhm.
role, and that's great. Hopefully this leads to him being featured more and more, which is, the only hope for the Cruiserweight division.
Hopefully, with him being in the Cruiserweight division, it could actually branch out so that Cruiserweights can face non-Cruiserweights, because they're treating them like the women's division right now.
one miracle at a time, guys.
Yeah.
This is just me being a mark again.
Don't be surprised if in the future, if Neville does lose the Cruiserweight title, don't be surprised if they put him in the U.S. title scene. I'd be fine with that.
As long as he stays heel.
Yeah, if he stays heel. I don't think Kevin Owens is holding the U.S. title for a while, but we'll see. We'll see.
Is he technically the first Grand Slam in quite some time? Because he's held both Intercontinental U.S. and World title. Does that
Well,
make
that'd be
him
like Triple Crown. I don't.
Triple Crown?
If
Yeah,
you
'cause you need tag.
NXT,
He would need a
then
tag belt.
maybe.
He's held every singles title that he possibly can, except for the WWE title.
And there's apparently a statistic,
Goddamn.
and Cowbell keeps sharing that, or someone else keeps sharing that, but he spent more than half of his WWE run with a title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good
that's
for him.
really cool. I'm glad that they actually see the talent they possess with him, and that
Good
he
on him.
possesses in
I mean,
himself.
And
World
that-
champion too. I'm sorry to cut you off. But
Well, no, and that proves that people freak out, oh, like he's not being used correctly. I think that kind of proves that, like, yeah, well, he may not have the best story all the time. They have faith in him,
Yeah.
and he's not going to get future endeavored anytime soon.
Yeah,
Yo.
they have enough faith for him to put the belt on him. Jesus!
Speaking
Speaking of future endeavored,
no. Speaking of people who they see
Shout
the
out to
talent
Simon.
with.
Shout out to Simon Gotch.
Aw. Aw.
what were you going to say, Shady?
Speaking of people who they actually now can value the talent they have, should I bring up the new NXT signee?
Which
What
one?
new NXT signing?
One Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drew freaking McIntyre.
I just
People-
hope that if he one day gets called up to Raw, that him and Heel Neville just stand next to each other, because Neville
would be
basically looks like a
perfect.
mini Drew Galloway right now.
So
That
how
would
long
be
until
perfect.
McIntyre's NXT champion? Because you think about it, Bobby Roode debuted last year in NXT the same exact way, just appearing in the crowd at an NXT takeover.
Yeah.
And by December, I believe this November or December,
Yeah.
or January, I don't even remember. January. By January of 2017, he was champion.
Oh, yeah, it was January. That's right, because he won in San Antonio.
Yes. So how long till McIntyre is champion?
I give it 6 months.
He's a prime candidate, like either him or like Cassius Ohno or maybe even a returning Hideo Itami.
I still can't believe he's employed.
Who,
Oh.
Hideo Itami?
Yeah, honestly.
I would just like to say real quick that Chris Hero ain't nothing to F with.
I only know of Cassius Ohno. I don't know who Chris Hero is.
Who the hell is Chris Hero?
Cassius Ohno ain't nothing to F with.
There we go.
Fucking Mark.
Who's this Chris Hero character you speak of?
I love how I was able to censor myself in the quote, but then not by calling
F.
him a Mark. All right, back to
F off,
WrestleMania.
F off, you
Back
fucking
to-
Mark.
Back to WrestleMania. Let's talk about the match that kind of surprised all of us with Styles and Shane.
Oh man,
What did you think about that match, Matt?
you put the greatest wrestler on the planet against this older late 40-year-old non-wrestler, and you immediately expect this match to suck. And this match was my match of the night. That's how damn good this match was. The chemistry was great. The storytelling aspect was great. The build-up leading into it was great. I loved the finish. Maybe the only thing I would have had was maybe throw a stipulation in there, but hey, I'm perfectly fine with how the match went. AJ Styles gets a victory at WrestleMania. What more can you ask for?
True.
Well, even with like this, like no stipulation, they still like found ways to work weapons in. They still went to the outside and did crazy
I
stuff.
mean, think about it. In the opening match of WrestleMania, you had a ref bump.
A significant
hard ref bump.
Like,
my man had
Kyoto
a
was out.
bruise in
First
5
match-
minutes.
First match of Mania, and Mike Chioda was taken out. Jesus.
I love that they were doing concussion tests right there with him,
I know.
and like that was their use of he's distracted. They could use weapons, which actually is kind of smart because of how serious they take concussions now.
It's
Yeah.
a genius idea that I'm glad they finally thought of, because I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, like, I mean, to go off of what Matt said, and Shady, I'm sure you can agree with this. Yeah, this match was awesome. Like,
It was.
I was expecting at least decent, because although I had my doubts, because as we all know, until the jump off the cell last year, Shane spent most of this match with Taker blown up. Like, both of them were blown up like 5 minutes in. So we were just all eventually waiting, all right, come on, let's see him jump off the cell. And we were wondering if he was going to find a way to jump off the coaster or not. But even without that, like, I completely forgot that Shane had a shooting star press in his arsenal.
Oh my
Like,
god, dude. I did too.
But sure enough, he did the jump, some people like some of the people I was watching it with were like, oh, he ended it with forearm, but keep in mind, Shane took that big bump first, missing the press. So because of that, like AJ hitting a forearm, plus he already hit a cool inverted Styles Clash on him earlier.
Dude,
in the
oh my
match.
god, dude, that catch he did into the Styles Clash?
Yes.
Oh my god.
This was a fun match. Like,
What?
It
Dude,
felt like a Mania match.
I didn't expect it to go to blows like that.
yeah.
Like, it looked like they were having some pretty stiff shots in there.
And like kind of carrying this into SmackDown a couple days later, I like that this has pretty much led to an AJ face turn.
Yeah.
Now, I hope that he stays on SmackDown after this superstar shakeup that's coming
I
this
hope
week.
to
Which
God
I'm
that he
confused
does.
of what this is.
You know exactly
think
what this is.
Remember the old draft lottery?
So it's
I-
a draft.
I think.
I
I
am
don't
90%
know.
sure
Because
that
there's some people that's saying no, it's something totally different. But what else would this
Then
mean?
what else is it? Like,
What else would it mean? Like,
If-
what are you gonna do? You're gonna like strip Brock of the title and give it to like to Jinder Mahal? Like, what
I
does
don't
this
think
mean?
Brock's going anywhere.
Oh nah, he's gonna hold it for a good
Brock's-
minute.
Brock's going to NXT.
But yeah, but like what I was saying is like I just hope this means that AJ stays on SmackDown because with Cena going away for a few months, SmackDown's gonna need that consistent like face, and it's
Roman Reigns.
like, and who shut up,
You stop it.
and who better for it to be than AJ Styles because even though he's been the heel the past few months, he's come out to nothing but cheers because he is one of, if not the best wrestler in the world today, and everybody knows it. So like it's at the point where like yeah, he may be dead. Like he tries his hardest to get boos, but at the end of the day, people still like him because he's really good for what he does. And let's keep in mind, AJ isn't a spring chicken either. Like we talked about how old Shane was. AJ is in late
in his
30s,
30s.
40s too.
Yeah.
So like for him to be the best wrestler in the world at that age, like that just goes to show that yeah, like he's the guy you can rely on to be the face of SmackDown while John Cena is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope
He's pretty much been that for
yeah, but even like as like the baby face too. Like even if he's not full baby face.
yeah, because
like,
honestly, like you look at that roster, like there's no one else that's pretty much gonna do it. Like you
yeah,
could
because
say,
Randy
Well,
Orton's
I was gonna say like you could say Randy Orton, but Orton's
He's heel. I feel like he's a heel champion.
one of my favorite Randy Orton quotes of all time was when he was
I
the
hate
baby
Orton
face.
so much as a babyface.
I forget who was champion, but he was talking about he's like I would do anything for a title shot. I would kick my own grandmother in the skull if it meant me getting a title shot. I'm like, this is our babyface, ladies and gentlemen. Like he
'Cause
said
what-
that line as 100% white meat babyface.
Because what screams babyface more than kicking your grandmother in the face?
Yeah, all for a title shot.
Well, I mean, the new SmackDown call-up could be a top babyface.
Could be, but yeah,
Well, yeah,
I,
but you got to work him into. Both of them,
Actually,
you got to work
both
them
of
into
them.
the-
Yeah, they could both be your top babyface.
But they both got to work into it though, because they just got to the main roster.
here's
Yeah.
something completely off topic.
Go ahead.
The 10 chants.
Dude, the 10, that's the next yes movement.
I hate them so much.
Oh,
Dude, I love it
negative
so much.
Nancy.
I
Of,
just
course,
hate,
of course you hate it.
I hate them. Listen, if he's out in the ring, fine. If he's not, don't chant them.
Then what did you think about yes?
And what?
Same thing.
What about what?
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 It was annoying. It's still annoying.
What?
Yeah.
I hate you, Shady. But it's like I was in Raw in Philly, the last Raw before Mania, and like every match was a 10 chant. Even like the cruiserweight matches, for example, and everyone's complaining that this division's not over. Well, you chanting 10 is not getting them over.
Nah.
It's getting a guy that's not even there over. So chant for them. Chant for the guys in the ring.
He could be there.
I mean, he could be, yeah, but unless he appears on television,
Which
he's
he
not
already
there.
has.
Even chanting the yes chant, even chanting, like the what chant, it's just annoying. It gets nobody over.
Wrestling fans are allowed to have no fun. Matt Meffy, 2017.
Correct. Absolutely right. Mark it in big letters. Wrestling fans suck.
No,
Anyway.
I get your point. I think it's fun and I love it, but I get your point.
I am so over with Ty Dillinger right now. Like,
I
love
am
it.
too.
I love it. You have to the count of 10.
I wanted him to stay in NXT and beat Bobby Roode for that title, though.
God, he deserved it.
Yeah, like, to me, like, I think that would have been your perfect, like, moment. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that he's on the main roster, and it's about damn time. But the selfish person in me just thinks, like, if he had that moment of, like, him winning the NXT title, the entire locker room coming out, like...
Yeah, like Sammy.
That's like a tear in the eye moment.
Like Sammy.
Do you guys see him
Pretty
being do you guys, and I hate to even ask this, do you guys see him as Apollo Crews 2.0?
Ty Dillinger?
You shut your mouth.
Difference is, like, Ty's already, like, super, super over.
That's what I was thinking too.
You know what I mean? Like,
And he has a character.
we all know Apollo Crews is a great wrestler and can do fantastic
Shout out
things.
Uha.
Exactly. But, like, he's been given literally nothing. Like, ooh, a feud with Dolph Ziggler. Oh, like, it did nothing for him.
Literally nothing.
Yeah,
and it
which
did nothing for Ziggler either.
Him being Kalisto's buddy did nothing for any of them involved in that feud.
Well, I mean, it's Kalisto.
Yeah, but Kalisto could do cool stuff too.
Yeah,
Kalisto
flippy.
needs to be-
No, don't get me wrong. You of all people, Tyler, know I love the flippy shit.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to follow it when that one company goes from doing a storyline to just flippy shit. Like, you try to get invested in it. That's why we watch that. That's why we all watch wrestling, because we get invested in it and we love it. But WWE just has a problem with flippy shit. They just cannot get it right.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I going back to Ty, I think that he's kind of like Daniel Bryan in the sense that he's already so over.
Oh, without a doubt.
So it's kind of getting to a point where you have to do something with him because otherwise they're not going to stop.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I hate saying this, but I'm pretty sure that Ty Dillinger fans won't take.
Did you freeze?
Hello?
That was weird.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
We're all
can.
good, yeah. Shady froze for like a second.
So as you were saying, Shady.
I'm pretty sure that the Ty Dillinger fans won't take it as far as the Daniel Bryan fans. I'm willing, like, I hate saying it. I hate saying it. But they're not going to give Ty nearly as much attention as they gave Daniel.
Well, we'll see. I mean, keep in mind, like, he was on TV 1 week and he beat Kurt Hawkins. Let's not overreact just yet. Yeah, we got to give this some time and, like, see where it goes.
He beat the Edgehead.
My God. I remember
Never forget.
remember the SmackDown we went to in September, and that was Kurt Hawkins' re-debut.
Oh, yeah, he had a dark match.
He was in a dark
Tonight, I will be in a match.
because that'll get you over. But anyway,
Let's push that man to the moon right now.
so let's go back to WrestleMania.
Let's go. Can we talk about, because, like, Shady was somewhat talking about it, and then the weird cutoff happened. Can we talk about Miz and Maurice versus Cena and Nikki?
Yeah, we were actually talking about that before you came on. Well, Shady was.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I had to improvise like I was instructed.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
you actually,
get into
first
a
of
little
all,
dance.
you actually listen to my instructions. I appreciate that. Because no one else freaking does.
It's your
That's a
show,
lie.
man. Like,
You never listen to me.
That's also a lie.
Okay, but anyway, mixed tag team match.
I mean, Shady was hitting on all the key points. Like
Miz should have won it.
it was just it was just so
Bad.
predictable.
It was a match
would-
that we didn't need.
I wouldn't even say bad. I would just say predictable. Like, and honestly, part of me would have preferred this being just straight up Cena versus Miz because
Same.
we all know with WWE's mixed tag team rules, once the tag's made up, that gender has to both be in. So, like, when that hot tag was made, like, oh, hey, we know that Nikki and Maurice have to be in, and we know Maurice, who hasn't really wrestled a match in a couple years, probably isn't going to do much.
Mm-hmm.
So,
God,
So we're not expecting an AA from Maurice to Cena.
wait, what?
that'd be kind of awesome.
That'd be hysterical.
You know what else would be? You know what? I just really wish I could have seen Miz just jaw Nikki. That's terrible of me. But just imagine the heel heat. Like,
Shady Mike cursing and encouraging domestic violence all in one episode.
All in one sentence.
All in one sentence.
I'm never getting invited back.
Nope, this is your one and only podcast. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Might as well go out with a bang.
Oh, God. Wait, dude, I have an eject button. I can easily kick you out.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm not. I'm kick Tyler out first. Anyway.
It could happen.
Yeah, it could.
I feel like we all know the real reason why that match happened.
Total
Yeah.
Bellas.
To give Total Bellas some more shine. It was to give Cena another big victory as if he needed one.
I think they were engaged already.
Yeah, probably.
Like, although, can we talk about how that ring is probably worth more than a Super Bowl ring?
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
willing to bet that ring will cost more than every single house all three of us live in our entire life put together.
I'm willing to bet
Yeah.
they don't get married
Really?
because there's still the factor of she wants kids and he doesn't.
Yeah, but I think, like, I don't think she'll care about that. She's finally got that ring, and I think that's all she cares about right now. They could adopt if need be.
Good. Let
That,
those two
I'm pretty sure
know what,
once
be happy.
Cena hits like, how old is Cena?
38,
He's late
39.
30s too, yeah.
Once he probably hits like mid to late 40s, he's gonna be like, I'm done. Come on, and then they're gonna.
Cena's wrestling till he's 50. Who are you kidding?
Probably.
That is how legends do it, brother.
Hey, he says never give up, and I guess that could apply.
Never
here.
retire.
Never retire.
Hey, Tom Brady wants to play football for another 10 years, so why not?
He might
We're
win.
basically the same person.
He might win 2 or
Pretty
3 more
much,
rings.
man.
But yeah, this match was so unneeded, predictable, and it really just put
And
a
it went
halt.
forever.
It went forever. It
Although I did
dragged.
love that most of it was Miz just clowning John Cena.
Oh
but
yes.
even the ending was just awkward.
Well, yeah, because it's a mixed tag match in WWE.
It just kind of happened. Like you get
Yeah.
all of that like dragged out match, and then boom, it just happens.
I hated that they did the double cover, and I love that the ref forgot who was legal, so he just counted with both hands.
Here's a question: how out of breath do you think Cena was after that run?
I love that before he ran down, he said, "This is gonna be a long run."
Yep.
But then he like kind of stopped at one point, like Nikki like met him halfway, and then they both ran. It was weird.
It was really weird. Well, to be fair, I mean, Nikki wasn't even down the ramp yet by the time he got out.
It's also weird that both of them like didn't come out together.
Yeah, it's
Like
kind of
that's weird, right?
Here's another weird thing about this match. Why was Al Roker the ring announcer?
Because John Cena's biffles with the Today Show. Because the next day they were the two on the Today Show.
You could tell in his face and in his tone, he gave no shits about being there.
Well, no, I think that's just his, I'm a celebrity, you know who I am, I'm reading this face.
Following
He probably
contest.
loves being there in front of all those people.
He's like the following contest. The mixed tag match.
Well, he's never been like an outlandish like personality. Like,
I know, but still,
famous
like
thing for being a weather guy. Like, come on.
So let him be a weather guy. He's unneeded here. He'll be in the Hall of Fame next year.
Hey, there were thunderstorms at WrestleMania, brother.
That is true. Hey, he'll be in the Hall of Fame next year. He appeared once.
Yeah.
Same with Rob Gronkowski. They'll both go in next year together.
Apparently the Patriots cleared that appearance, which I was surprised at.
Yeah, me too.
I'd like
Especially
to go
considering
back on
how Gronk is pretty much made of paper mache, so...
Let's
I'd like
talk
to go-
about.
I'd like to go back on the statement I made earlier about me being unprepared. What just happened proved it. I didn't even have my tray here for my laptop to sit on.
Wow. Let's talk about two kind of disappointing matches, and weirdly enough, it's both women's matches.
Mm-hmm.
The Raw women's match, the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match, the one that enraged me so much that I had to leave the room. But you had Nia Jax, you had Charlotte, you had Sasha, you had Bayley.
And I know Nia Jax was your pick to win.
Oh, I was so mad that I had to leave, and I was yelling. Like anyone that was at my house that night could vouch for me. Like it was not pretty. But this match felt like a Raw match.
Yeah.
It
Not
didn't feel
that
like
interesting Raw match.
and not that interesting Raw match. And this should have been Bayley's first title win, and instead it was a title retain. She retained the title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was very.
It could have been so much more.
It was a match that was just kind of there.
You look at last year's Mania match, and then you look at this year's Mania match, and it can just show you how quickly that the fire can die or they lose interest.
Yeah, especially considering last year, like, that triple threat was the match of the night.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, they're so cool, and, like, yeah, there were some interesting moments, like, in this match, but, like, I mean, I don't like how predictable it was that, like, they all ganged up on Nia and she was the first one eliminated.
Well, I'll go back to that for a sec. You talk about interesting moments, but there's not really that many that just like say, "Wow, I really have to watch this."
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of there. It was predictable, like you said. It really doesn't help Nia Jax. It doesn't help Sasha Banks because they have no direction with them. Bayley retains, but it's like, who really cares?
The one thing about it that actually surprised me, going into the match during the entrances, once Charlotte came out and, she had that massive fireworks show, I was like, gee, I wonder who's going to win this match.
Yeah, you had Charlotte.
And then they didn't follow it, and that actually surprised me a little bit.
And not only that, but why was Charlotte the one who came out last?
I was going to say, like, why didn't Bayley come out first?
Bayley came out first.
What's her last name again?
Yeah, that explains it. Oh, and that's kind of funny that you mentioned that. She apparently wants no association with Ric Flair, yet she has no problem using his name.
Good night.
Or the robe.
No problem wearing the robes. Could you get any more similar than that?
Yeah,
And if you
that is a
can,
weird
I don't want to see it.
where she wants to be separated, but they're calling her Charlotte Flair, and she's wearing the robes. Yeah. Speaking of the robes, Shady, did you see on Twitter the exchange between Charlotte, Dalton Castle, and the Boyz?
What?
So, if you notice, the robe had like some peacock feathers on it.
Yeah.
So she posted something about it because it was on her birthday, and the boys, one of the boys at least, responded saying like, "We'll be there," or whatever. And she's like, "Deal," and she put a smiley face. So
Yeah.
+1 to Charlotte for admitting that she likes Ring of Honor, I guess. But then Dalton quotes the tweet and goes, "Wait a minute, so I lose my title match at Supercard of Honor, and now I lose my boys?"
Oh, shit.
And then one of the boys posted something, and Charlotte's like, "No, it's not what it looks like." It was so funny.
Dude, I am so glad that has happened.
Oh, it was a beautiful exchange. I'm like, that's awesome that they all did that. Like, they all just, like, played along with each other.
Yeah.
But kind of going back to her comparisons to her dad, like even the peacock thing itself, I think if I remember correctly, they were explaining that she wore that to represent Flair pride or something.
I wasn't
like that.
listening to what Byron Saxton was saying. Who
Oh,
are
I
you
wasn't.
kidding?
I wasn't either, for the most part. But I happened to hear that, and it's like, if you want to be different from your dad, why should the family pride thing matter?
It's a well. Are they? I don't know if like what they did with her on Raw when she was like getting into it with Nia. Like, I don't know if that means she's turning face.
Or maybe
hold
Nia's
on,
turning face?
Wait.
What?
Can we please talk about at Mania, Charlotte looking Nia Jax and just being like, "You think you're big?"
Charlotte says some pretty funny stuff in the ring.
She plays a good heel, based on the fact that how annoying she is.
Yeah, that and like, speaking of like, oh, this is a terrible segue, but speaking of Big and Nia Jax, do you remember when La Luchadora was masked? There's a point I'm getting to, but remember when La Luchadora helped Alexa Bliss retain the SmackDown Women's title against Becky Lynch in a cage? Yeah. Alexa's getting interviewed on the ramp, and I think Alexa said something like, "Oh, that's Dana Brooke or whatever," and the girl interviewing her was like, "That person looked a little bit bigger than Sasha Banks," and Alexa goes, "You're right. Maybe it was Nia Jax," and walks away.
God. All right, but we're gonna use that. I'm gonna use that Charlotte quote as the segue to this next point. Moment of the night for WrestleMania is Kevin Owens kicking out with one finger.
Yes.
Oh, not only that, but like the symbolism of that too, because remember the portrait Jericho gave him in the Festival of Friendship with the fingertip? Yeah. Like, oh, that's beautiful storytelling.
And I'm willing to bet there wasn't a single person watching that at home that didn't die laughing.
Oh,
I didn't get it until the next day when I was reading a recap and I saw the portrait and then the picture of his finger on the rope. I'm like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense.
I didn't even look at it in that term of it. I just looked at it as Kevin Owens just kicked out with one finger.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm willing to bet that has never happened in WWE before.
So I guess this is a good segue to talk about this match.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why I did it.
Thoughts on this match, guys?
I loved it. It was everything that I wanted it to be. It had the storytelling. It had the very heel-ish Kevin Owens that we all love. And it had...
Kevin Owens, Jericho. The face of America? As he wants to be called now?
God, I love Kevin Owens so much.
Yeah. You don't say. But I like this match. And this is going to be weird for me to say, considering WrestleMania is like 7 hours long now.
Oh my God!
This match deserved more time and more, like, a little more moments. Like, it had good stuff, but like, the ending felt kind of rushed.
To me, it kind of felt like a Raw match.
Yeah, like,
but a better Raw match than the women's match.
Oh yeah,
that was a Raw main event caliber.
Yes. That's exactly what I was going to say.
But it's not a WrestleMania title match worthy match.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had the potential. They had the star power. They just didn't deliver on that.
So I'm hoping
I still loved the match, though.
Oh, yeah. If they would what it was supposed to do, and, like, if they do a tables match at Payback because Owens put him through a table, I think that'll be fun. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, the match, it was good, not great.
Yeah. I wanted to also talk about the other women's match, SmackDown women's match. Shady Aries.
All right, well,
let's keep going.
Yeah, let's us.
It's a well, there he goes.
But yeah, so SmackDown women's match.
The Raw match was disappointing. I thought that this match was also kind of disappointing. It was kind of thrown into a dead spot. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. But yeah,
I was looking at my phone. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I thought it was kind of thrown into the dead spot. I didn't really think that this match deserved a main show match because this is just another division without direction.
I understand what you're saying with that, but I think it was put where it was put on the card because of the fact that it was basically like the breath of fresh air between Goldberg Brock, which I think actually was pretty good given what we were expecting, and we'll get to it, and obviously the main event. So where that was placed, like, it made sense. And this whole thing, like, you talk about matches that felt rushed, that felt kind of rushed. Like, it was just, oh, this thing's happening. Oh, these girls are fighting outside the ring. Oh, hey, Naomi's champion now.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty much how I felt too. This also should have been kind of going back to Bayley too. This should have been Naomi's first win. This should have been a retain
yeah.
or
That
another victory. Excuse me.
Yeah, that and, like, it was also weird too, considering, like, Naomi, like, her injury. And I think her coming back from injury should have been a surprise.
It should have been, and it should have been a big moment. And it was
Yeah,
just.
I think the first 5 should have come out, and then, like, before the match gets underway, like, the ring announcer says, like, and the final competitor, and then Naomi comes out, which would have been predictable, but it would have been cool.
I mean, to be fair, I mean she did come out last, but it would have been better as.
Which again is confusing. Like, why is the champion coming out first? But they're so inconsistent with that, and I hate it. It's so
They
dumb.
are. I guess let's talk about the 2 world title matches. Let's start off with the WWE title match: Bray versus Randy Orton. If you talk about a match that disappointed,
This was the worst match on the card.
yeah, listen, I respect the story they were trying to tell, and I thought that the graphics worked for that. A lot of people hated the graphics. I didn't mind them.
I didn't like the graphics because Randy didn't react to them. If Randy, like, kind of, like, at least act a little spooked by them, then I think those serve their purpose. But
Yeah.
the fact that Randy Orton, now granted he had just been hit with a couple moves, but even so, like, if he reacts, like, and is, like, at least somewhat spooked, then it does its purpose. Because then, like, oh my god, like, Bray Wyatt can summon images with his mind? Wait, what's happening right now? Yes, this is Bray at his strongest. But Randy basically no-sold it.
Yeah, and
And,
Orton,
like-
Orton has a history of doing that.
BCRB. But
Yes.
Um,
I'm glad you're
yeah.
caught on.
yeah,
Hey,
this
Breakfast Club was 2 for 3 that night.
true. But, like, this never again am I putting faith in Bray Wyatt. Like, and I know it's not on him. For those of you out there, cough, Walter Main, who are gonna give me crap about it.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Like, I get that it's WWE's backing of him, but guess what? That doesn't help anything. That's all the more reason for me not to back this guy.
Yeah,
There's like you finally give him a world title. You finally say, all right, here you go, run with this. And it's for a month, and he loses just in a normal match.
In a
it's
not
the
very
same
good.
It's the same you know what with Bray Wyatt. It's him starting to get momentum, him starting to become, like, one of the big stars in the company again, and then it just nosedives.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like it when I say, well, if WWE doesn't care about Bray Wyatt, why should I? But
It's true.
the truth.
It is 1000% true. And, like,
And WrestleMania was the epitome of that.
yeah,
Because
considering, like, I mean, and let's look at Bray Wyatt. I mean, we've done this before, but let's look at Bray Wyatt's history at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 30, he loses to Cena. 31, he loses to Taker. 32, he comes out, and his family, even though he was hurt, his family gets squashed by The Rock and John Cena. And then this year, he loses to Randy Orton. Yeah, that guy clearly has some good standing with this company.
I mean, granted,
No.
he was hurt last year, but just the fact that he didn't even have a match on the card should show you right there.
Yeah, well, I think the injury was part of that. Hey, buddy.
I do too. Oh,
All right, so
Now.
my laptop apparently is so behind that it just crashed, restarted, and is now doing updates. So I just downloaded the app on my phone.
Perfect. Yeah, I could tell you're using your phone because the
Yeah.
screen is smaller. That's okay as long as you're here.
So what were your thoughts on Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton?
I loved everything about that match except the ending.
Well, like, because
Wow.
you're not going to like what we were talking about, because I didn't like, to catch you up, I didn't like the projections just because, yeah, it was cool, but Randy Orton didn't react to them. If he at least acted like spooked when they happened, then I would have been more sold on it. But the fact that, like, and I know he was coming off, like, whatever moves Bray was doing to him, so he was still recovering, but still, like, he could have been like, oh, like, even a subtle reaction would have sold it for me more. But the fact that he sold it, and then this is just another case of Bray Wyatt, like, starting to get the ball rolling, and then WWE just cuts his momentum dead.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that Eric Rowan's back, and I know we could be getting a new reformed Wyatt family.
Again.
I don't care. Like, I am now officially done. Like, and again, this is nothing on the guy. I know Brett, like, whatever Rotunda
I'm sure Bray Wyatt. I'm sure the person himself is pissed off at his standing with.
And
him.
I'm sure, and like, he's trying with everything they're putting him in. He's giving his 100%. I am not disrespecting the guy whatsoever, but WWE's projection of this guy, like,
it just goes back to like what I've been saying. Like WWE, if they don't care, why should I?
Yeah, they clearly do not care about this character. And again, we know there's naysayers out there who are going to huff and puff about it.
Walter, man.
But like, come on, like,
Paul.
This is the fourth WrestleMania in a row where Bray Wyatt had something happen that's just damaged his credibility.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, at this point, like, I'm assuming he's getting his rematch at Backlash.
Well, whenever it is, it's a House of Horrors match, whatever that means.
I'm willing to bet it's going to look a lot like the Ambrose Asylum.
Oh, God, and that was a snooze fest.
As long as
Chris
it's not a
Jericho
mop
could
hanging.
Try being there.
Yeah, you were there, LOL.
I was at that show, and
Did you just say LOL?
Listen, the crowd was into it. The crowd was into it the entire night, and then that match happened.
And
that stopped all the momentum dead of that show.
You got a rowdy New Jersey crowd to go completely silent. Like, mission accomplished, WWE. You stuck.
Good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crowd that should never go silent.
Exactly.
The New York, New Jersey area has rowdy fans. Like, we should know. Philly too, Chicago. When they go silent,
you're doing something wrong.
You screwed
up. When they go silent, you fucked up.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'll allow you to say that because honestly, it's the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, we touched base on the SmackDown women's match. What were your thoughts on that, Shady?
I'm very happy that Naomi got the W on that one.
And like we said, we like Naomi too, but like we didn't like that like they revealed that she was in the match on the SmackDown before Mania instead of like at Mania. They should have just let it be a surprise. Like no announcement, nothing. Just her music hits.
Like, hey, there's Naomi.
Yeah, it would have been a bigger moment.
And I hate that they continuously.
Hey, my laptop's turning back on.
I hate that they continuously said all available SmackDown women. Just make it a 6-pack freaking challenge.
Well, they announced it like at the show as a 6-pack challenge at Mania.
Yeah,
because then the 6 of them were confirmed, so they're like, oh, we can say it's a 6-pack challenge now.
All available SmackDown women. So you mean the 6 that you have on the roster?
Hey, Raw used the 4 that they had on the roster, so
that is true.
Because I mean, Dana Brooke's there, but we know she doesn't count. Although I'm glad that Evil Emma's back.
Shout out to the one viewer.
I'm so happy that Emma is back.
I kind of hope that she's the one who takes the title off Bayley. I think that'd be awesome.
Oh my God, that would be beautiful.
So
with that, her winning. I'm just talking about her.
And as I say, shout out to our one viewer. It goes away. We're down to 0. But
because Walter's at work, right?
Yeah.
He'd be watching. But no, he'd be saying, "Can I be on too?"
Oh, brother. Well, we're wrapping this up soon. We got a couple more matches to talk about.
Hopefully
Can we get to
make the
Brock
jump back to
Goldberg?
my laptop.
Yeah, that's the match I was going to go next. You guys can talk about it.
Brock
that
Goldberg?
match was
Yeah.
everything that it needed to be.
Yeah. Like, either way, I wasn't going to be happy with that result. But, and, like, here's the thing. Like, we knew kind of what we were going to get. But, like, I liked the storytelling that they had with that. I liked that they teased, like, it ending early again. I liked that they showed Brock, like, smartening up. And him jumping over the spear was so cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so it still told a story, and this match was still under 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
if people, like, I don't know how our dear friend Matthew feels about it. I want to say he's negative about it, but if he,
You can't tell by the logo.
He just turned his camera off.
I didn't know why he did that, but
Well, I mean, A, self-promotion, and B, I don't care for this match, so I'm not talking about it.
But like
Self-promotion on
for
your
the
own channel.
people who
about
are feeling negative about it, it was under 5 minutes. If this was like the WrestleMania 20 match where it was like 15 minutes or whatever, then yeah, I see the reason to be upset about this match. But this was
heads up, this might be about to get trippy.
but this match
Just a
was
heads up.
under, like, it finished in under 5 minutes. So yeah, if you're upset about it, fine. But at least it didn't eat up 15 minutes of your time like it easily
Exactly.
could have.
The entrances
And-
still took longer than their match.
And I honestly think that one of my favorite things about this match itself was just Goldberg's reaction to Brock kicking out of the spear and the jackhammer.
Yeah, he's just like, well, those are my two moves.
He just stopped and he just looked like, what?
Yeah.
You talk about two moves of doom.
Dude,
Yeah.
you ain't kidding.
Oh, Cena's got 5 moves of doom. Goldberg's got 2.
So does Brock.
got
Brock
2.
only threw suplexes.
10 suplexes and a couple F5s.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally it. Oh, I could turn this on now.
But guess what?
but-
It was still pretty fun. Like, I still think it told a good story, and this feud's done for a while, so we'll see what happens.
I'm
So
just
I-
wondering who is going to be the next person to take it from him.
Roman.
You think it's going to be Roman?
I don't
Well,
know how you
Internet
can't
rumors
think
are true, which we know they might be, might not. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brock holds the title the whole year and Reigns takes it off him at Mania.
As long as Roman Reigns is not the babyface in that, I am okay
Yeah,
with it.
good luck with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm
I don't
okay
know
with
how
it
they
then.
can because you're not gonna make Brock a babyface because Brock could
He
give,
he already is one.
Yeah, they did it with Taker.
yeah, but then notice how quick they were to get Taker cheered again. Like,
Well, it's Taker. No one's gonna boo Taker. But then again, you know, when Brock
but
comes
everyone's gonna boo. This is weird. Like,
I don't
and again,
like it.
that's obviously a year in advance. But right now, I don't know who could take it off him. Seth? Nah, I don't buy it yet. Finn? No.
No.
Bro.
Yes.
That'd be cool, but like
Please.
I don't know if it'll happen. I think Brock
Si,
could beat him.
senor.
Brock is
Absolutely.
going to kill every bit of momentum that Braun has spent all this time.
Braun
to build.
Strowman or hostages.
Braun Strowman are hostages, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first on Wrestling Unlimited.
Yeah. Well, it's just unlimited now because we talk about everything now. Hashtag branding.
Hence why there's a Stanley.
You
Hence why there's a
heard it here on Unlimited.
hence why there's a Stanley Cup podcast tomorrow because hashtag everything.
You're damn right.
All right, so
That leaves only one match.
Tyler,
Yo,
hold up, wait. Meffy and I spoke on this. How did you feel about the Raw tag team match?
oh, you mean the somewhat broken Hardys returning? The
Yeah.
partially broken Hardys?
Half broken.
I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I think Matt Hardy deleted the Day of New while he was up
He
there.
what?
Oh yeah, he did the hand motion and he's saying yes and wonderful, but see here,
Yeah.
but I mean, I brought up in chat the lawsuit. But
Yeah.
so here's the thing. So New Day comes out, and I'm thinking, okay, New Day's gonna get added in because like it's kind of
That's
dumb.
honestly what I was expecting.
That's how I
Yeah.
felt.
And they're like, oh, we received breaking news that this is a fatal 4-way and there's a new team. And like me and like the people I was watching with, some people were like, oh, the Hardys, Hardys. I'm like, no, I'm like, they're in their gear. Like, why would they be in their gear standing there?
Yeah.
But then sure enough, yeah, Hardy's Attitude Era theme hits. Out they come, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to eat my words.
And
but
you can tell when they were coming down to the ring, they looked excited. They were really happy. And
there
you can
was
tell.
not a person watching that wasn't excited.
No,
and if
but
there
not a
were,
single
and if they
person.
say it, they're lying.
the only people
Yeah.
who weren't excited are the kids that have no idea who the Hardys are.
And props to the Hardys too, because with the night before them competing in a high stakes hardcore ladder match with the Young Bucks, 2 tag team ladder matches in
2
24
days.
hours.
And literally in this ladder match,
Oh my.
the only really big spots that they did were the Twist of Fate and the Swanton, and that was pretty much it.
Nah, dude, Jeff went off the 20 footer.
Yeah. No, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, like, but I mean, props to, and like they took a bunch of ladder bumps and stuff too. So like,
Yeah, they
props
did,
to
dude.
them
That match
for
with the
doing-
Bucks.
props to them for doing all those bumps at their ages. Like, they are not slowing down at all. So good for them.
Not
Tyler,
at all.
which match earlier did you say could have went longer? Could have gone longer?
Owens and Jericho.
Okay, this is my match that should have went a little bit longer. I felt 10 minutes was just kind of mix in some more stuff from the other teams. Cesaro could have had like a standout moment or something, but I just felt 10 minutes was just a little not enough.
Yeah, I could see it.
What match was it?
The ladder match.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. I actually surprised that this match didn't open.
Well, I think they wanted to save the Hardy surprise till a little later in the show.
Yeah, that's
because,
true.
I mean, if they would have done that in the beginning of the show, literally the whole show would have just been delete chants.
But hey, Shane
And
AJ,
the crowd would have just lost, like, they would have just been exhausted way too early.
But
Yeah.
hey, Shane AJ was a perfect choice for an opener.
I agree.
Yes, it
I applaud
was.
This only leaves one match.
Whatever could you be talking about?
Well, let's go to a question first, and I'll ask Shady since Tyler's the one that asked it. Where does Roman fit in now that he's retired the Undertaker?
At the fucking top of the list of heels. I don't care what anybody
yes.
says after that Raw promo.
Okay,
he
wait
is
a minute.
the heel
Top-
brother on
Top of the list of quote-unquote heels.
Yeah.
Not WWE heels.
And I meant that more in a sense of storytelling because, like,
Oh, storytelling.
well, because, like, all he did on Raw was he came out, the crowd cheered him for, like, what felt like an eternity.
It's a
Yeah.
15-minute segment for 5 words,
Mm-hmm. And
Which
then he
was
just says, "This is my
awesome.
yard now," and walks away. Like,
which was
I don't.
phenomenal.
Oh no, I loved everything about it. Like, that's exactly what he needed to do. And I loved the 1.2 where he pointed at, like, his hand to say, like, "I have you in the palm of my hand."
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I just love that every time he so much as raised the microphone. Boo! Boo!
It was
And-
almost like Matt Hardy at Final Battle 2014. He would try to talk,
yeah.
and they would just boo louder and louder every time he would pick up the mic. It
And then
literally
he
got
just
to the
threw
point where
the
he
mic
just
away.
he just put the mic down. He's like, I'm not gonna get some words in.
Mhm. But yeah, but like storytelling wise, I mean, like he doesn't really fit into like the Universal title picture right now. I mean, Paul Heyman was hinting at it, but like then Braun came out, so I guess we're gonna do that. He doesn't really
Well-
fit in the Seth Rollins story with Triple H, or Kevin Owens, and all them.
I
Like,
think
where does he go?
didn't Braun say something about he wanted to finish Roman before he went on to Brock?
Didn't who say something about that?
Braun.
Braun
On
on Raw.
Maybe all I saw was Braun coming out and saying that Brock had his attention.
If this was
Okay.
me, I wouldn't feature him till SummerSlam.
Roman?
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be kind of cool for him to just go on hiatus. I'm
because
not-
honestly, like he's he's beaten the big dog. He's retired him.
Woof woof.
What's left?
Wolf,
And
wolf,
you're
gang.
not gonna get the big title moment until next year. At least that's what the plan is.
Yeah, because I remember the story was that apparently plans were leaked out, and that next year's headliner at WrestleMania is gonna be Roman versus Brock again.
Yeah,
And
but usually when something like that gets leaked, they change it.
that's true, but
Yeah, but I don't know.
who knows? We'll believe it when we see it, I guess.
Yeah,
But that just brings an interesting scenario because, unless you have him go against Brock right away, I think that any other opponent that he could have is a step down.
Yeah.
oh, absolutely it is. Because
You know what I
it's
think
like
they're
when
about to
Brock
do,
ended
though?
the streak.
Yeah, it's like if Brock ended the streak and then, if you had him go on to face, like Big Show again, like why? That's a step.
I would
that's a
like
big
to
step
point
down.
out. I would really like to point out that Brock ending the streak didn't get as much heat as Roman just simply beating him.
No,
Nowhere
not even
near.
close.
Because I think here's why. Because nobody expected Brock to end the streak. Everybody expected Roman to beat Taker.
True.
Or at least most people expected Roman to beat Taker.
I can remember
Especially
that too.
when that was going on last. I think that was set in stone.
Oh, as soon as I saw that the Universal title match wasn't main eventing, you pretty much knew what was happening.
Oh yeah, that's why it was kind of curious too, when they ended the pre-show with the Undertaker Roman package instead of a Universal title package.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Yeah.
set off an alarm in my head. Wait a minute, is that going on last?
Which
Sure
I was an advocate for to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, they listened. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
but
I was
anyway.
gonna say you called that. Oh, and by the way, since we talked about the Battle Royal earlier, in our group, only one who predicted that Mojo Rawley was gonna win.
You?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that
rub
was
it in,
without-
why don't you?
Yeah, dude, I was so happy I got that right.
Do you remember your score? Because I went 8-6.
I don't remember offhand. I know I got a decent amount wrong. I know
Walter
I got
beat
Owens Jericho wrong. I know
Well-
I got the SmackDown Women's Title match wrong.
Oh, by the way, Walter, Maine, and I, you guys know him from previous videos. Whoever's watching. Yeah, I know exactly. He and I are doing a predictions contest. Our results from this pay-per-view are in the description box down below. Our overall scores as well. Right now, I'm getting destroyed. I need to pick it up.
Shame on you for not going with predictable WWE booking.
Well, I did, and to be fair, they weren't as predictable as I thought they'd be this year.
Speaking of, I remember how I very reluctantly picked Bray Wyatt. Yeah, never again.
Yeah, me neither.
I knew that was a mistake as soon as I said it. I should have changed my pick to Randy Orton.
I picked every Breakfast Club member to win, and
Did
two
you
of
pick
them.
Sheamus and Cesaro?
Okay, everyone. Oh well.
Because I know I picked Enzo and Cass. Although to be
See-
fair, nobody expected the Hardys in that match, so I think everybody got that wrong.
Well, I allowed you guys to change predictions.
Oh well, I wasn't watching the show with you. So
Well, I know, but I thought I put it in the chat. I guess not.
did Walter change his prediction of the Hardys?
Yeah, and I
Of
changed.
course
mine
he
too.
did. Oh, you
Of
did
course
too.
you
Okay.
did.
Of course he did. Oh wait, you did too. It's fine.
Of course you did. I was
What-
the only one that stayed true to my pick.
No, I did. I picked Enzo and Cass.
I picked
See,
the club.
At that point, if you didn't have the Hardys win, I thought there'd be a riot.
Oh my god.
If you had if you had the club
doubt.
win, oh god.
No, if you had
The
Enzo
club
and
went
Cass
over the
win.
Hardys.
If you had Enzo and Cass, they'd turn into the hottest heel tag
Oh my
team.
god, dude. Do you know how pissed I would have been?
Very.
First of all, and Shady
Yeah.
Shady mentioned this earlier, and we didn't really touch on this.
God.
Fire Enzo.
There is
Please fire.
nobody on the roster that I hate. Not even dislike. I hate this man. I hate Enzo Amore so much.
Because he serves no purpose as a wrestler. And honestly,
he doesn't.
his
My
promo,
man is a rag doll mixed with a mouthpiece.
he can cut a promo but his promos
and
have
he can get
started.
thrown.
But his promos have started to become a little bit stale.
Started?
Okay, his
What are you
promos.
talking about, dude? They've been stale since the second appearance on Raw.
Okay, they're both stale. I get it. But they serve no purpose.
Bad.
He serves no purpose. Cass, I can see them doing like a mid-card run with him, but
Cass
Enzo
is money.
Yeah.
serves zero purpose.
So, should we actually talk about Taker versus Roman now?
Yeah, it's
The
sad.
actual end of an era,
Yeah, not the fake end of an era at 28.
which would have been the perfect end of an era.
Because, hey, end of an era, it was billed as 20-0. And that's all you need.
Did anyone else other than me actually enjoy that match?
Which one? Oh, Roman Taker?
Yeah.
Oh no, it served its purpose. Like
For
I
all
liked
intents
what
and
it was meant to
purposes,
do.
for all intents and purposes, the match wasn't good.
But what
then
do you
again,
expect from Old Man Taker?
You got Roman versus an old battered Undertaker.
Right.
You're not going to get
I
a
mean-
5-star classic out of these guys.
Roman's not that bad in the ring, though.
No, he's not.
He's not. But you're also talking about the Undertaker, and I think that it got to a point
Yeah.
where Taker just could not catch up with him,
Undertaker
Which
should have
was the
retired
story of the
6
match.
years ago.
which was the story of the match, and it kind of goes into my thoughts on this. The story that they told was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's just that the
it was Roman Reigns coming in and saying, "Hey, my yard, I'm going to show you now."
Mm-hmm.
And hey, great story that was told.
And
In
that's
an
exactly
otherwise-
what he did.
And it was a bad match, but at the same time, in an era with no storytelling at all,
Mhm.
to have that level of storytelling in that match,
Mm-hmm.
I feel left out.
especially to end WrestleMania, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
And
And
it
I
was,
mean,
Mhm.
honestly, like, Taker had zero reason to go over in that match.
no reason at all.
Not at all. That would have been Hulk Hogan going over Shawn Michaels level.
Without
God,
No,
Roman
no, no,
Reigns
no, no,
flopping
no, no,
like
no,
a
no.
fish.
No,
All
no,
that
no.
selling.
No, that would have been Hulk Hogan going over Randy Orton. Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that would have.
See, I didn't mind.
Adam Blampied, why haven't you told us how they should have booked this yet?
I didn't mind Hogan going over Michaels as much as I minded Hogan going over Randy.
You know what? I can't even be mad about Hogan going over Michaels because if it would have gone how they originally planned and Shawn winning, we wouldn't have got to see that beautiful performance by Shawn.
Which he claims that he didn't oversell. There was a recent article where he claims that he did not oversell for that match.
Yes,
This
because
man sold a
yes,
punch
because-
like he was electrocuted.
yes,
And he
because
claims he did
everyone
not oversell.
yes, because everyone takes a big boot and then runs around the ring and just falls.
That's
Michaels
easily-
did
I
like
was honestly,
Michaels did like a cartwheel after that.
Yes, he
I was
did.
honestly expecting him to kip up into a front flip after that leg drop.
Oh man, I love how we just stopped talking about the main event for this.
This
great.
This
Don't
needs to be talked about.
This is why you people watch the Unlimited podcast, even though there are currently 0 viewers.
I couldn't stop thinking of Shawn laying across the top rope and getting kicked and just going up like 10 feet in the air.
Flailing
Oh,
off
God.
his limbs in the meantime.
God bless you, Shawn Michaels.
Shout out to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And shout out to Hulk
I don't-
Hogan, too, for some reason.
Oh, no. Oh.
Wait, who was the...
So-
I wonder who the ref was for that match. Shout out to whoever ref that match.
Yeah, shout out for keeping a straight face.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
god.
my God.
So
That was-
back to Taker Roman.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
But yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement here. Like, this served its purpose.
It did.
Yes.
It got Roman over. It retired Taker. It was a great send off.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Taker went out on his terms.
Absolutely.
He did.
And that's how you should go out. You should go out by helping somebody on the way out.
And we all, like, for years, we knew that when Taker was going out, he was going out on his back.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because Taker obviously is as old school as they come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you've seen people do that before. You've seen Shawn do that and Flair do that and Austin did it.
Well, Shawn and Flair, it was kind of different because, like, with them, like, we knew their careers were on the line. We didn't know if they were going to win or not, but we knew their careers were on the line. So
Austin, on the
Yeah.
other hand.
well, yeah, Austin, like, we didn't know he had those, like, because he had that scary situation the night before where he couldn't feel his limbs.
Mm-hmm. I think that another exception to that was Edge, but only because they didn't know he had to retire.
He didn't know he had to
Yeah.
retire
He
until he
didn't
got
know
the
either.
test done.
But yeah, it was a sad but fitting send off.
100%, man.
So
Yes.
let's ask just this general question before we wrap up, because I hear my roommate.
Hold on. I kind of wanted to wrap up real quick on a positive note. on
Sure.
The top.
Well, his question
the
may have
gr-
been positive.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
my question was going to be what would be your overall grade for Mania?
For WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll
give
give
it-
it a B.
Yeah, like B or maybe even an A minus, just because, like, this was definitely one of the most. It will be one of the most memorable WrestleManias, and it was definitely one of the best in the past, like, 10 years, bar none.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. Without
Like,
a doubt.
probably, like, with the exception of 30, probably since they were in the Citrus Bowl the last time.
Mhm.
You know, because, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you had 30, you had 28, which was all right. Like,
28 picked up right when Triple H and Taker came on. That Mania just took off.
Yeah, like, but yeah, so I think a B or maybe even an A minus would be fitting, just because we're gonna remember so much from this.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did my grade out of 10, and I believe I gave it a 5. I might have been too harsh, but sorry, there were just some matches I didn't care about. Some matches that just underproduced.
But I think, see, like, with WrestleManias, I don't remember, like, specific matches and stuff, like, and, like,
I remember
detailed cards.
moments.
Exactly. And this gave us so many moments.
So
The
many.
Hardys, like, as much as we complained about it, the Cena Nikki proposal, that was a
Yeah.
moment. Like,
Taker leaving all of his stuff in the ring.
yeah, that's a moment. Brock Goldberg, like, nearly destroying each other. Like, JR calling Taker
And
Reigns.
Reigns.
Like, moments.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Without a doubt.
I'll give you that.
And through so many years, they missed out on so many moments, and they're actually starting to ever since WrestleMania 30, they've been capitalizing on moments again.
at least
Ever
someone,
since
yeah.
ever since Cesaro won that first Andre the Giant, like they've been letting people get some good moments in.
Yes, Cesaro winning that battle royal, Daniel
Zack
Bryan's
Ryder
climbing
winning the ladder match.
Well, yeah, Daniel Bryan climbing the mountain, and the streak ending.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Oh my god. WrestleMania 30 was like the most
Talk about
topsy-
moments.
That was the most emotional Mania.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Another one was in a way 20 because of
Well,
the
now it's emotional.
Oh yeah, I mean look
Yeah.
at the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Also Royal Rumble 2005 when they both kicked off the Rumble match.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And then that amazing Royal Rumble moment of Vince tearing both of his quads.
the emotions are running high.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, they were in Vince.
Oh,
So-
I don't think you could say those words that were going off of Vince's head in that moment.
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure I've probably already said them in this podcast.
Yeah.
Probably. But
All
anyway,
right, but I have one last question before we depart. This
You're
is mainly
pushing
for
it.
Tyler, because I know. Fuck
I'm
you.
kidding.
I know that he'll appreciate it more than you will.
Uh-huh.
Tyler,
Yeah.
what did you think about that triple threat tag match at TakeOver?
Do you want my honest reaction?
I do.
I haven't watched it yet.
You son of a bitch.
Dude, I missed
do
TakeOver.
you want my reaction? Because I actually
How about-
watched it.
Yeah, because me and Cowbell watched Supercard of Honor that night, and I still haven't watched
Oh.
TakeOver yet.
Okay,
I-
I understand. You at least
I
have
know what
reason.
happened,
Meffy.
I was a little bit
Messy.
surprised that DIY got eliminated first, but Revival and AOP stood out. It was a really damn good match for me.
It was. I absolutely loved it when DIY and Revival started doing tag team moves together.
Yeah,
Like seeing them do the kick in the knee between Johnny and what Revival guy won, and then
Yeah.
seeing the other guy and then Ciampa doing
The Shatter Machine?
like
Shadow Machine. That was awesome.
holy,
I'm
you
really
know
excited
what?
to watch this match now.
Holy, you know what? The authors of pain are the obstacles, the heels.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to be.
Well, so
Yeah,
were the
the two-
Revival, but
Yeah, but
Revival turned for that in that match.
Well,
but then they
except-
turned right back when they
at
came
least
to
partially,
SmackDown.
yeah.
well, except AOP is much bigger than the Revival, is what I was talking about.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
bigger.
Tyler, I highly recommend you watch that match.
Oh yeah,
I do.
I've heard it's fantastic. I do need to watch it.
Yes, you do.
But it is time to wrap up, unfortunately. This has been a fun podcast, an impromptu Tyler Harper appearance.
Which
Yes.
I didn't ask for, by the way.
Which
so
was-
Walter, before you get mad at me, I didn't ask for this.
Which was great. Thank you for joining me. Thank you.
Watch the
Shady.
Stanley Cup playoff preview podcast between me and Brett Lickey tomorrow night around 9
Well,
Eastern.
tonight, actually. Well, tonight at 9
yeah.
p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Brett Lickey and I will discuss the Stanley Cup playoffs, teams we think are dark horses, teams we think will make runs, and maybe we'll even predict a Stanley Cup champion. Who knows?
Yeah. Look forward to that. There's going to be, I have an entire schedule of upcoming podcasts that's going to be released very, very soon.
None of which he has asked me to be on yet.
You will get
Well, after your
asked, don't
performance
worry.
tonight.
Hey, you know what,
Actually,
Tyler?
no. You know what? After your performance tonight, dude, you're fired.
Damn it.
Dude, just
I
get
did,
out.
I did so much better on
Your
not cursing
contract
the
has
second half of
expired.
the show. I
Your,
did so. Don't you Simon Gotch me, you SOB.
your contract is officially
Don't you do it.
terminated. Dude, I'm about to press the eject button on him. Tyler,
Wish
should
him the
I-
best of luck in all his future endeavors.
Shady,
Don't
I wish
don't
you the
do
best
this.
of luck
Please don't do this.
on all your future endeavors, but
Don't let me go out like a bitch on this podcast. Come on.
anyway,
Did you really kick him?
I did. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a dislike, something. Subscribe, share the video. So, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Follow me. Follow Tyler. Follow Shady. Their Twitters will be posted in the description box below.
I invaded the show like WCW and ECW invaded WWF.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
Which
did.
means it went over meh.
But I'm Matt from Unlimited. You have watched the Unlimited podcast.